Welcome, viewers. And today we have some very interesting guests, and I don't want to delve into it more, but we'll let them tell their story about their organization and a very interesting upcoming event that you certainly want to know about. So, Salma and Asif, welcome on as guests on Women Now. And I would like to know a little bit more. I know you both represent the Aga Khan Foundation. Tell us a little bit more. What is the Aga Khan Foundation, and kind of a little bit delve a little bit into the story.
Great. First of all, thanks for having us. Aga Khan Foundation is a nonprofit organization that is focused on eliminating poverty and hunger in parts of the world where we have people who are living on less than $2 a day. Half of the world lives on less than $2 a day. And these are mostly places in Asia and Africa. And Aga Khan Foundation is committed to working with other nonprofit organizations in that society to eliminate poverty. That's what we're about.
So is it specifically, are you focusing on a certain country or countries, or does it depend on where the issue arises?
Our focus is primarily in Asia and Africa because there are a lot of countries in both of these continents where levels of poverty are very, very acute. But the Aga Khan Foundation in general does not discriminate against in terms of religion or race or any of those boundaries. So it's as long as there are human issues to be tackled, issues of poverty that need to be tackled, getting people back on their feet, that is the criteria it looks for. But primarily, yes, Asia and Africa.
Very interesting. So it's specifically to kind of fight global poverty, but with a focus on Asia and Africa.
That's correct. And the kind of projects we're looking at, the foundation is looking at is, for example, in India, in places like Rajasthan and Gujarat, you would have, Rajasthan in particular, there's acute issues with water and sanitation. There's a staggering statistics that women have to walk for like 4 hours daily to get clean water. And when you look at the foundation's reports, you'll get a lot of statistics like that. So for example, India in general, the number of children who die before they reach the age of 5 because of preventable illnesses that are waterborne is like 1.5 million. And to think that we would lose 1.5 million children in this day and age because of a preventable issue. So those are the kind of very acute issues that the foundation looks at. But the philosophy is you go as an organization and you work with the local people and say, tell us what affects your lives, what your priorities are. And then with them you build a story of where their issues start and how that has a knock-on effect. And together with them you build a solution. So events like the partnership walk that is coming up on October 19th, when people contribute to that, you're contributing to getting somebody back on their feet. So that $10, $20, whatever you're able to contribute, your time, your resource, your presence there, your network, actually has an impact on someone halfway around the globe in a way that will probably completely change their life.
So to kind of tag along with what you just said, you did mention you have an upcoming event, October 19th. Now, where is this? Is it an all-day event? Is it a week-long event? What is sort of going to happen? So our viewers who kind of want to know a little bit more, how does one register? Where do you find more information about this event?
So it's a walk and a run. It's our 20th anniversary of us actually conducting these walks and runs across the nation. We do this in 10 different cities, including the Bay Area. October 19th, Central Park, Lake Elizabeth in Fremont. It's a whole day event. It starts with the run, a 5K run at 8:30, then a 1K run, and we also this year have a 100-yard costume dash run for little kids that can actually go with parents. And after that, there's a family walk for everyone. And then after the walk, there is entertainment, cultural dances, and we also have something called Village in Action, which is an exhibit where you can actually walk around and see some of the projects that are making a big difference. So, when Salma talked about, issues with women in India standing in long hours to actually, get water. So it talks about projects like rainwater harvesting structures that actually take, rainwater and actually, consume it and store it in above ground kind of tanks. and actually process it for drinking and for other uses, right? So interesting, innovative projects that you can learn about. You can get some good food. You can actually enjoy some entertainment and also get some fitness as a result. And the way to register is to actually go to partnershipsinaction.org/San Francisco. Partnershipsinaction.org/San Francisco, and there's a link there to register or donate, or even if you want to get involved and volunteer.
Perfect. So people can sign up. So you probably have, this is available via social media platform, and someone can find the website or the page and so on. And if you don't run, I assume you can still donate. There's a website, or you cannot run and walk at all and still attend. Is that correct?
I have a 2-year-old. I rarely ever get to run, and I go to it every year. So any participation from our viewers would be fantastic.
Very nice. So it's the whole family can be there. October 19th, Fremont, Lake Elizabeth. Is that correct? Very nice. Perfect. Well, thank you so much for telling us a little bit more about the foundation, and I hope our viewers will show up at the event or at least contribute in whatever way they can. But what would you like to leave, your parting words to people who are watching? Something that kind of stays with them and gets them to be out there on October 19th or visit your website.
I often feel that when there are global crises around the world, such as the Gujarat earthquake in 2001, the more recent Kashmir earthquake, those are events where people's compassion comes out, and that's something that we'd like to build on. But issues of global poverty are beyond immediate crises, and foundations like the Aga Khan Foundation, which doesn't work by itself, it works with local government organizations and also global organizations like the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, Coca-Cola, the Ford Foundation. So we go in, and once the immediate crisis is over, the remaining crises are more subtle. They're crises of quiet desperation. A student who can't study because there is no electricity at night. They live in a part of the world where there's no electricity. You would be able to provide solar lanterns to them. That's a project that the Aga Khan Foundation is funding. So if you say, well, what am I going to do? Is this worth my time? So I think what might answer that question, if this is worth your time and resources, is if you can imagine what can be done with the money that you are donating. It will provide clean water. It will provide schools, rebuilding of schools that have been shattered in global conflicts like in Afghanistan. It will provide someone the opportunity to be able to build their life again and to come out of a sense of desperate crisis. And if you would like to know what kind of pool your resources will go into, the foundation has raised, I think to date, $63 million. And just last year in our partnership walk, I think we raised $275,000 just in San Francisco, not to mention all the partnership walks that take place in Houston and Dallas. So you will be part of an amazing network that lifts people out and doesn't give handouts, but gives a helping hand.
Just to kind of end with the proverb, we've heard about how you give a man a fish, you teach them feed them for a day, you teach them how to fish, you feed them for a lifetime. Our philosophy in Aga Khan Foundation is that you don't just give them a fish or teach them how to fish, you actually teach them how to sell the fish by packaging the fish and branding the fish and thinking about environmental constraints. And that's what self-reliance is about. And if you want to be part of a cause that actually is thinking about the long-term impact, that's why I'm part of volunteering in this organization, and I would encourage people to come on the day and learn more about what we're doing.
Well, thank you so much. I think that's a lot of food for thought, certainly very sage words, and we at Womennow wish the Aga Khan Foundation and the team here an onwards and upwards journey. So good luck to you, and pleased to be there.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for joining us here today. We'll see you next week, same time, same place. Don't forget to log into womennow.tv. Send us your feedback, your comments, or if you want to bring someone on our show.